Hello, intermediate algebra class. I just wanted to make sure you did not have any questions about the syllabus. If you were not able to make the first class Wednesday, you could watch this video to just hear what we discussed and an outline of the syllabus and expectations for the course. All right, so I'm just going to share my screen and show you a little bit about our Blackboard. So when you log into our Blackboard, here's the welcome screen. Here is the meeting code for our Zoom. So just zoom in on that every day at 10 a.m. If you're in the classroom, you're in the classroom on the Sallisaw campus. If you don't want to meet in that classroom, you can just zoom in with that code from your home computer anywhere, okay? Here are the Mymathlab registration instructions. So you'll click on this and that will help you join our class. All of your work is going to be on pearsons.com. It's called Mymathlab. So if you're wondering what textbook you need, all you need to do right now is click on this link and your access options are prepaid access code, maybe from the bookstore, or instant access using a credit card the moment that you want to sign up, or the one that I recommend is temporary access. So for the first 14 days that you work in this course, you can do it for free without entering your code or paying for it. And then after 14 days, you can go ahead and put in the code you got from the bookstore or get access. So that just helps you feel out the course and decide whether or not it's something you are definitely going to finish this semester, right? Without paying for the book. And then, yeah, it'll be 10 o'clock intermediate algebra. If you're watching this video and you're in the college algebra class, or sorry, you're in the online class, obviously it'll be online intermediate algebra. So that's that information. Under start working, we have our first assignment. So please come over here and read the syllabus and then just acknowledge that you agree with the expectations and the policies and procedures of the syllabus. Then each of our units is broken down by when the assignments are due and a brief description of that unit. So we have 5 units. That means we are going to have 5 exams. The last exam is not comprehensive. So the last exam is just over unit 5. When you click on unit 1, you will then see here's some work shown scratch paper that will make more sense later, but basically there will be some questions on the exams that ask you to show your work. If you don't want to show your work on, like, within the question by writing on your writing, like typing it out or writing with your mouse, you can use your own scratch paper, or you can download this and email this to me after the exam with your work shown, okay? So there are some questions where you need to show your work to get credit. Here is a template for that if you want. You can also do it on the screen itself, or you can just do it on your own paper and email it to me. Sound good? Okay. So our first unit only has 3 lectures. Each of these is our, or leads you to the notes that I will be using as I complete the lecture. So if you want to print these out in advance and just write your notes directly on what I will be using for my notes, you are welcome to do that. You don't need to do that. You can write on whatever you want. So those are the notes. If you know you're printing them all off, you can use this complete file. And if you ever miss a class, go to lecture videos and watch the lecture of whatever class you missed, okay? So that is what is under each unit, under start working. The syllabus, I'm going to skip the syllabus and come back to it. Course calendar just lets you know what we will be covering each day that we have class. Again, you should, since it's a 3-credit class, we should meet and have a lecture 3 times a week for about an hour each time. It's 50 minutes. And then you should have about an hour of homework for each week. You should have an hour of class time for each credit you're taking and an hour of homework for each credit you're taking. So if it's a 3-credit class, just expect to do 3 hours of homework a week for it. So there's our calendar. Grades are grades. Instructor just gives you my email because that's the only way to reach me, and our Zoom meeting room, okay? Then we have some like tutoring information. So in previous semesters, I have tutored my own students, but I do have a lot more students this semester. So if I'm not able to tutor you, you can reach out to any of these emails or go to that website and they can help you get the help you need. Make sure you advocate for yourself. Make sure that we at Carl Albert are doing everything that you need us to for you to learn math, okay? You're paying for it, you're putting your time in, don't hesitate to ask for help, okay? And then if you do have a TI calculator, here's a reference for, it always takes so long to open. Here's a reference for how to use that calculator. It's gonna take too long. Anyway, visit that if you need, if you have a TI calculator. And then here's just a review of what we cover in algebra, okay? So if you're like, oh, what does she mean by polynomials, right? Or like, I don't remember fractions. You can check out this quick review. So that is, ooh, sorry, I should have this in student mode. All right, so this is what you're seeing. Next, we have honor lock. So as I said, we have 5 exams. Each exam is multiple choice. Each exam is password protected. That means it needs to be proctored. And since it's an online course, I can't proctor you in person. So you can either go to the Academic Resource Center, and if not, you can download the application Honor Lock. So here's a guide for how to install it. And then Honor Lock is an app that will proctor you. So it will take your webcam, film you as you take the exam, and then it will record your screen. And that's just to make sure that everything is fair, that we are able to watch everyone as though you were in a testing center or as though you were in a classroom with a teacher. Sound good? So as soon as you get Honor Lock installed, and make sure you're doing it all on Chrome, it doesn't work on any other browser. Go to access to exams and you should see a list of our exams. Okay, so you have the practice exam just to practice Honor Lock, and then sorry, exam 2 did not show up yet. There's a toggle where I can make it visible to you or not visible until it opens, and they're all closed right now except for the practice exam. So I need to toggle exam 2. So those are the exams if you need to use Honor Lock, and I'd strongly encourage you to just make sure that you know the ins and outs of Honor Lock before our first exam, because the last thing you need on the day of a math test is to like add another layer of stress, right? By downloading an application and trying to get it to work that day. So that's Honor Lock. Mymathlab just has that same link as before. And then I need help. If you, for example, there's no Blackboard classroom, email her, okay? Like this class didn't show up in my Blackboard yet. If you have a question about adding or dropping a class, here's a phone number. You can always contact Pearson support, and then here's our course ID so that they can find you. And then again, here's the tutoring information. And if you have IT problems, support.carlalbert.edu. Sorry, I'm talking really fast, aren't I? All right, so that's our Blackboard, essentially. I'm going to go to our syllabus so that you know what else to expect. And while we're doing that, we can, hold on, let me pause. All right, sorry, I paused it to make sure that Pearson's was open and they wouldn't let me open the syllabus in student view mode, so good thing I paused it. All right, back to, all right, here is our class. So this is what you will see when you log into Mymathlab. Here is our calendar. We are on Thursday the 18th, or whenever you happen to be watching this. Your first 2 assignments are due on the 24th, okay? So I've started it, but I only got 5% finished. I should answer more than 3 of the 38 questions. So those are your current assignments. And then you can look at your entire course. So that's all the assignments for the entire semester. You can just scroll down if you'd like. Under current, you see blue. Blue is a homework, and then the yellow square is a quiz, and this other yellow square, oh yeah, 2 quizzes all will be due on the 26th, okay? So if we look at this, your first assignment is 1.2. That lecture, I will give that lecture on Friday. So after Friday, or before if you want, answer the questions for 1.2. Try to have those finished before the next lecture on Monday, okay? So try to do your homework right as soon after the lecture as you can, and definitely before the next class, okay? So the next lecture would be 1.3 on Monday, the 22nd. After that, you want to do a skills check quiz. This is a new feature to my course this year. It's the first time I've added quizzes, but it's to make sure that you are ready for the exam. So you can see here you have 0 of 3 attempts that you've taken. 3 attempts means you can take this quiz 3 times. I want one time to be in exam-like conditions so that you know whether or not you could pass it if it were an exam, okay? Because these are to get you ready for the exam, but you can take it 3 times, okay? And I will take the highest grade from those 3 attempts and put it as your actual score, okay? So your skill check quizzes, you can start them anytime. Just make sure that you're done with them by the 26th, okay? You've done your 3 attempts, you've gotten as high a grade as you can by the 26th, okay? After that, let's go to entire course. After that, you'll have a mini review of the entire Unit 1, which is only 3 assignments, and then you'll take the exam. The exam's not showing up. I should make it show up because I don't want to confuse people and they take the exam too early, but I do want you to be able to see it. So I'll add those exam dates in. But basically, this will tell you when everything is due and how much of it you've finished, okay? So that's Mymathlab, and when you go to an assignment, you'll see what you'll see here, sorry, what you've already finished and what you need to continue working on. So if I click on question 3, and then I have to share that screen. If I click on question 3, I can decide which of these is the best answer. Also, there's a button that, I don't like these. I mean, they're fine, but okay. A number divide, doesn't matter. All right, a number plus 10 and 9/10. Dang it, sorry. This is silly. What happened? One second, guys. All right, sorry. I had all those Ask My Instructor questions and I didn't like them, but then I couldn't even find an Ask My Instructor question. Basically, for many of the questions in all of our homework, there's an Ask My Instructor button. If you press this button, I will see the question you are working on, which helps me like get the information quickly, right? An efficient way to get me the information of what you're working on. And then you can just say, I don't understand what to do. You can say, I don't understand what to do after x squared plus 5, right? You can write whatever your issue is with the question. Just hit send. It will immediately send it to me. I will be able to see the question. I will be able to see if you inputted the wrong answer. I'll also be able to see whatever you wrote, okay? So that's a good way to let me help you with math. Good, so that's how your homework works. And back to screen sharing. So that's your homework. Let's see what we can do. Let's look at so here's an honor lock practice exam. One second. So it'll look like this. You'll need to enter a password. The reason it's an honor lock practice exam is you want to practice opening honor lock and then having honor lock input the password, okay? So this is not for a grade, this is just to make sure, okay, my honor lock is working to input a password for my exam. So that's what that exam is. And then you also have a show work practice exam. Oh, nice. Basically, this is just so that you can see what the show work button looks like, and it won't be on all the questions. Just some of them. If it has this show work button down here, that means I want you to show your work. So -3 plus 11. Show work, type something in here, right? So I can type -3 plus 11. 11 minus 3 is whatever, okay? My work is saved. I can pick an answer and hit next. Good. If I don't show my work, and then I just say that this is -4, it will stop me and ask me to show my work, okay? So you'll never be confused as to whether or not you can show your work. Just if you keep going and they don't let you keep going and they give you this warning, that means that I'm going to take away the credit for this question if you don't show your work. okay? So those are the exams. Those are the 2 exams you can practice. There's a better way to do that. Those are the 2 exams you can practice right now before exam 1 opens. Okay, so right now you can be doing 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. You can be taking this skills check quizzes if you want, and you can be specifically downloading HonorLock if you know you need to use HonorLock at any point in the semester, or just making sure you can use the work shown buttons. Again, if you don't like the work shown scratchpad area, you can just email me a photo of your work shown after the exam, okay? It is not compulsory that you use those little boxes, but it is important that you show me your work. All right, back to our syllabus. Here is when you should zoom in. Here is my information. We will communicate via email and Zoom because I live in France, and so the time zone is funny, and I don't have a US phone number. So when you email me, just make sure your subject line is very relevant, and then tell me what class you're in. Intermediate or college algebra, and whether it's online or what time you have it, okay? If we are Zooming, I'll be on 10 minutes before each class, and I'll be on 10 minutes after each class. So if you have anything you need to discuss, you can do that right then, or you can just email me and set up a Zoom appointment. Good. The Ask My Instructor button is a good way to contact me about specific math problems. If it doesn't have Ask My Instructor, just email me. Here is your access card, but again, you can just log in for the 14 free days and sort it out after that. Here are, so the deliverables, 5 exams, a homework assignment after each lecture, and then each quiz. You can attempt the quiz up to 3 times, and I will put your highest grade into Blackboard. Good. Now, so exams are worth 60%, homework assignments are worth 25%, and quizzes are worth 10%. Good. Okay. Mymathlab grades everything, but I'm going to go through the exams and make sure that I'm adding points for work shown or taking away points if work is not shown. And obviously, if there's something wrong with the proctoring, I'm going to be checking that the exams were taken like in a controlled environment. So daily course expectations: attend all the class sessions, come on time, be prepared, bring your template for notes or bring paper. Make sure all your previous homework assignments are complete, okay? You've done all the homework up to now. Now we're on to a new concept, and you're going to do that homework before the next assignment, okay? Make sure you have something to write with, some paper, and a ruler sometimes. Complete all your homework on time. And then if you miss a lecture, you can make up the notes by watching the lecture video on Blackboard, okay? And then each lecture has a corresponding assignment in Mymathlab, so complete the homework assignment before attending the next lecture. Don't rush through the assignments. Don't use the outside resources just to solve the problem, and finish the work without understanding it, okay? There's no extra step for submitting your homework in Mymathlab. You just complete it, and then at 11:59, the day it is due, you just won't have access to the homework anymore, and I will enter the grade into Blackboard on the day of the exam for that unit. So all the unit homework is one assignment in Blackboard. So even though they're due on different dates, I will take the cumulative value of all that homework and enter that grade on the day of the exam for that unit. Good. I can see the amount of time that is spent on each assignment and the date that you started it and finished it. So just make sure, I'm strongly imploring you to take your time. Don't wait until the due date to even start the assignment, right? Space out your study sessions so that you're prepared for the exams. And if you're going on to another math course after this, you've learned the math content in a way that you'll remember next semester, okay? If you have a problem, just contact me as early as possible. We have 5 100-point exams. They open at midnight, so that's why you can't see them, but they will be yeah, I should open them. Okay, I'm going to open them so that you can see them and see the due dates, but the due dates will be in Blackboard. So the exams will open at 12 a.m. and are due at 11:59 that same day. use HonorLock or use the ARC. If you have another proctoring service, let me know. For problems containing a show your work button, show or explain how you found your answer. If you don't show any work or explain it, I will not give you credit even if your answer is correct. You can use the website desmos.com/calculator on all the exams. You can use a calculator, a writing utensil, and blank paper. You can also use a 3x5 note card of notes you have taken during the homework or during the lectures. Good. Don't use any other website. Don't use any outside device. The exam will be marked as 0. If you're not following the HonorLock expectations, the question will be marked as 0. If you have questions about HonorLock expectations, just email me. If an exam is missed, it will be recorded as a 0, and the lowest exam score will be dropped at the end of the semester. Good. Just ensure you feel comfortable with the exam format, how to type and write in the show work tab, and how to use HonorLock if you know you're going to be using HonorLock. Good, because technical issues will probably not be resolved the day of the exam. That's a bit too late, and I'm not super specialist in troubleshooting technical issues like that aren't right in front of me. All right, exam retake expectations. So after the exam, if you want to retake the exam, you can ask me for a PDF of that exam. You can do test corrections on it, showing your work for every question that you test correct. Email me your corrections back and I will reopen the exam for you for 1 week and you can take it again, okay? You may retake if you completed the homework and the exam on time, so no late work. And it doesn't have to be, I got the homework up to 100, but I did work on the homework until I thought that I mastered it, and that was the grade I wanted, right? It doesn't have to be at 100, but I did most of the homework and it was on time. You took your time on each homework assignment and you took your time on the first attempt of the exam. You didn't just rush through it so that you could do test corrections. And you made your test corrections, including your work shown. Then you can take each exam one more time. Good. So you can retake each test one time. There will be one exam grade, your lowest exam grade will be dropped. And then there's going to be a comprehensive final that's optional. So if you want to take a final that includes questions from the entire semester, you can do that. And then whatever score you get there, if it's higher than one of your exam grades, we can replace one of your lower exam grades with the grade from your cumulative final. Okay, so there's an optional cumulative final that can replace one of your exam grades. And that, I think, is everything. Here is the information that they include with all syllabi from the school, so you can read through that. And then here's our schedule again, okay? So that is all I wanted to cover, but do email me if you have any questions. Thank you.